Hey everybody, so look, I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of people have asked about, how to clean your stuff. Specifically, buttons. And Civil War buttons have been in the ground for so long, you really want to be careful with them. Look, you can't clean them all. There's some of them that you can clean, some that you can't clean. Um, we did have the opportunity to come across a button that would be a great test subject for cleaning buttons. So let's take a look at this footage that we got on a scouting trip that we did here recently.
Well, I was about to give up on this, and I saw this creek running through here. I'm standing right next to some railroad tracks, and well, let's just show what I got here as a signal, 1415. I thought it was gonna be another shotgun shell, but I don't think that's what I got at all. I don't think that's a shotgun shell. You see that right there? It looks like a button, doesn't it? I just popped it out, and I grabbed the camera, and I said, "You guys gotta see this." So let's see what it is together. Yeah, it's a button. I see a shank on the back. It doesn't look like a, honestly, it doesn't really look like a Civil War button. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is a Civil War button. I see the shield right there in the middle. That's a General Service button. No way. I was just about to give up on this place.
Man, that was fantastic. I was just blown away, didn't expect it at all. Shotgun shells ringing up exactly the same, and then boom, out pops that button. So, special occasion, we want to take special care of our find. Look, like I said, there's some buttons that you can't, that you really can't do anything with. Some buttons come out of the ground green from farm field chemicals over many, many years that you just can't touch. There's nothing really you can do to bring the gold out or anything. On top of that, that same button may have pinholes in it, and the pinholes causes it to break. We don't want to break our buttons, okay, because they're so delicate they can just get pushed right in. Speaking of pushes, there's some buttons that you just don't want to touch if they have a push on them. Some of them, yes, there's some buttons that have a push that, you can really just tell if they're going to be brittle or not. But some buttons with a push you just don't want to touch. And then of course there's candidates like this button that we have here as our test subject. And they're in good enough shape. They're not super delicate, and we can actually do some serious cleaning to them. Some of them, soap and water. So after the first step, you're done. Okay, because you can see the push, you can see the pinholes. You don't want to touch it anymore. Leave it alone. Put it in a case. Leave it alone. Some buttons, like this one, let's get to it. First of all, we have our button right here. I got a couple cups of water because obviously I'm not in the kitchen. This has got a little bit of Dawn soap in it, hot water. This has got some heated up distilled water. Alright, so let's get to the cleaning portion of this. Let's grab our button here. We're just going to put some soap and water on it. Just kind of brush off the dirt and all that off of our button. And really, guys, you just want to leave this in here after you do this for a little while. Just kind of rinse it off, get right back to it. Just do that a little bit, and then after you've brushed it off enough, you just want to let it soak. And you let it soak for about maybe 2 hours. Alright, so after that sat in there for a little while, get aluminum jelly out. And guys, you really don't want to use a whole lot of this. Get our button out of there. And this here, pretty simple. You just rub it on there. It doesn't smell the greatest. But we get that aluminum jelly on there, and that'll help bring out any gold if there's any gold left on our buttons there. It also helps get the rest of the dirt off of it, get some of the crustation, oxidation off of it. Anyway, so we got that, and probably just we're gonna want to put it back in this water here. It's already starting to look a little bit better. So we want to get the soap and water back on our button just to get any more of that aluminum jelly off of it, because that aluminum jelly can really hurt the button if we keep it on there. So with that in mind, we'll just leave it back in the soap and water for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, make sure it all gets off of there, and then we'll rebrush it and then get it out of there. And once it's done, just set it back on the paper towel and then let it dry. Alright, so for this portion, our button is done, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I got my magnifying light here that I like to use. It's really hard for you guys to see this way, so basically I got my Andres pencil kit. I'll be working on it this way, and I'll kind of just show you as I go. So basically the first thing you want to do is just go ahead and grab the brush part of this kit. And you can pick these up for about $20 on Amazon. And you just want to brush off the areas. Let me show you a picture of what this button looked like after we cleaned it. We can even start seeing the eagle starting to come out right now just from brushing it. And then once we're done with that there, I take this pencil, the first pencil, and we'll just kind of get some of the crusties off of there as best as we can. This one here is good for breaking off the extra crust. Yeah, there's just a lot of oxidation on here. Not the good kind of oxidation either. But go ahead and brush off what we've got done so far here. And we can really start to see the eagle starting to take shape just from a cursory brushing. So let me get on this just a little bit more, and I'll put the head mount back on so you can kind of see me go over this. Hopefully this light doesn't hurt anything, but let's go ahead and keep going like this here, knocking this crust off of it. Really outlining that shield. Let's brush out what we got. Wow, this side looks much better. Do the same thing over on this side here. You see it starting to turn like a lighter green. It's that pencil that's getting into that into the oxidation. We'll just kind of chip it away now a little bit better. Find some more dirt up here. And again, yeah, you can twist the ends of these and more of the brush will come out. Oh, that's 100 times better right now. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot of work sometimes. Wow, look at that. That's looking a whole lot better. So I spent a little bit more time and detail going around the shield
getting the wings done and all that. It's really hard to break a lot of this crust off. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the back too. You see how crusty that is. I mean, I don't even want to use my good pencil. It's going to be hard to get a back mark off of this here. So basically, I'm just going to do the same thing to this here. I'll get this done a little bit, and then we'll come right back. So I got the back mark to come out just a little bit better. I really went in here with this pick here. Just got in between everything, and then I went over it a little bit more with this, and then of course I brush it off. So now what I want to do is I want to take this. You remember those tweezers? So basically what I got here is lemon juice, distilled water, and then soap and water. So all I'm going to do, I'll pick this up by the shank, get a better grip on it. I'm just going to dip it in there. Make sure it covers the whole thing up. Just kind of move it around in there a little bit. We're not going to leave it in there too long, you know. But just enough to clean off a lot of what we had in there. I'll take my toothbrush. I don't want to do that with the shank. Take my toothbrush and go over it a little bit more. Brush off some of that, both sides. And we'll put it back in there. If you have any cuts on your hands like I do, this doesn't feel good, but it works. Alright, so like I said, we don't want to leave it in there too long. You can see some floaties in there now. We're going to put it in here. I'm going to brush this off here. Kind of like we did with that the acid, the aluminum jelly. Do the same thing here with the same purpose and get all that lemon juice off. That looks really nice, doesn't it? That just looks really sharp. We'll just leave it in there for a little bit. Just drop it in that water. So when this dries off, it'll look really nice. That lemon juice got some of the other stuff off there that we couldn't get off, and of course the oxidation still gives it a little bit of age to it. So anyway, when I'm done with this at the end, I'll take a little bit of olive oil and I'll just touch it right there, and then just get it in all the cracks and all that, and then I'll let the olive oil dry on it probably overnight, and then I'll put it in a case. That's about it for this. So I'll put a fully done picture of it, and hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck on your cleaning.